when I come back. Philip Berg is going to tell you what he thinks right here on the Savage Nation. Don't listen to it, though, because you know more. Here's a big story that the mainstream media won't touch. Now, if the guest I'm about to introduce to you, Mr. Berg, Philip J. Berg, were a lifetime Republican, I guess I wouldn't even have this topic, because I'd say, all right, it's all BS. But I'm shocked that he's a Democrat, a lifetime Democrat, former Attorney General. He's filed a lawsuit demanding that Obama present proof of his American citizenship. And he now says that by failing to respond, Obama has legally admitted to the lawsuit's accusations, including the charge that the Democratic candidate was born in Mombasa, Kenya, which would make him ineligible to serve as president of the United States. With that as a background, I now introduce to you Philip J. Berg on the Savage Nation. Mr. Berg, welcome. Thank you for coming on the program.
Mr. Savage, Michael, if I can call you, it's a pleasure and an honor to be on your show.
Well, look, we're opposite politically, probably. You're a lifetime, aren't you a liberal Democrat?
Liberal, I guess, over the years, I'm a little more moderate. Yeah, moderate to liberal Democrat.
All right, fine. But this is a shocking accusation that Obama is constitutionally ineligible to be president. Mr. Berg, what motivated you to file this lawsuit?
The most important document we have in the United States, in my opinion, is our U.S. Constitution. And there's nothing more important than enforcing our Constitution. And in this case, the Constitution provisions I'm dealing with are very small. Excuse me. We're dealing with what the qualifications are for president. There's only 3 qualifications. Number 1, you be over 35 years of age, or at least 35, he is, that you've lived in this country for at least 14 years, he has, and the third being a natural-born citizen. And he's not. And this has been a real sham that he's pulled off for the past 20 months. I think it's a disgrace. I think the national media is a disgrace for not vetting him. And if it's a slight thing, people say, oh, it's a slight, but when I get into specifics, well, it's not. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California, people keep
Correct. You're right. He wanted to run, but he said he couldn't because he's a foreign-born citizen. I hear you on that. But here's the question. How do you know he actually was born in Kenya? What makes you believe that?
The latest, and I'll be able to release in a day or two, the confirmation that I have affidavits from her speaking to a certain person. I can't divulge it right now for security reasons. And I have the tape. I've heard the tape where she was speaking to someone here in the United States, and it's recorded.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed that. Who was speaking?
I'm sorry. The paternal grandmother of Barack Obama. It's Sarah Obama, who was in the delivery room in Kenya when he was born on August 4th, 1961. She's going all around saying, I'm so proud my grandson's going to become president of the United States. And when asked, where was he born, she said, I was in the delivery room when he was born here in Kenya.
Oh, my God. You have that on tape?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Well, look, these are shocking, mind-blowing allegations that are certainly worthy of investigation when it's coming from a former Pennsylvania Deputy Attorney General who you are. How can they ignore you like this?
Well, because the national media has let Barack Obama do whatever he wants. They have not vetted him. I mean, just take Governor Palin. Look what's happened to her in the past month. That's one of your Republicans. I think it's a disgrace what they did to her, but they're allowed to do that. But if they're doing that to Palin, why haven't they done that to Barack Obama? Nothing. Everything is like no big deal. I mean, Reverend Wright was no big deal. Bill Ayers, no big deal. Bernadette Dorn, no big deal. The fact that he doesn't release his medical records, no big deal. The fact that he doesn't release his records from Occidental University, Columbia University, or Harvard Law School, no big deal.
Now, that's a question. Someone raised that earlier. Why won't he release his college records? What do you think that's about?
I really think it's about, the more we thought about it, we think it's because it probably indicates he's either from Kenya or Indonesia, and he probably applied for it and received foreign aid. And that's
oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is a mind blower. Well, what chance do you have, Mr. Berg, of making this the October issue? I mean, this is as big an issue as it can get. How could this be covered up this long is the question. And how long can the opposition hold back this question. How is this possible?
I don't know. I guess everyone's afraid to touch him because everyone thinks that if you say anything about Obama, then you come up with an issue that's racial. And first off, to counter that argument, we have the Republican Democrat with me already. I happen to be white, but I also happen to be, for the last 20-some years, a paid-up life member of the NAACP. So I'm the guy out here who can say these things, and I feel very confident saying these things. But see, if I was wrong, what I've been saying since for the last 8 weeks, the suit's been around, Barack Obama, if I'm wrong, produce your birth certificate, and I'll go away. But see, he delayed so long in producing his birth certificate, it caused us to do further investigation, and we really pulled all the laws in Indonesia. And there we found out that and parts in his book, he's cocky. In his book, he says his parents divorced, his mother remarried, and she remarried here in the United States. And he says in his book that my stepfather, Lolo Sotoro, went back to Indonesia before my mother and I. And when we went to Indonesia, I immediately went to school. Well, that's significant because during the 1960s, Indonesia had troubles. They were at war. They had a lot of troubles in there. The only one who could go to school in Indonesia were natural-born citizens of Indonesia. Now, we know he wasn't born there, but how did he...
That was the period when Suharto was president?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know it was during troubled times, and the only one who could go to school there were people... All
right, so, you couldn't go to school as a foreigner in plain English.
Right, so absolutely. So what happened is his stepfather did one of two things. He either adopted him, we're not sure about that, or he acknowledged him. But then he went to school. Now, there's evidence of that, and it's on our website, theobamacrimes.com, because we have a copy of his school record from over there, which lists his name as Barry Sotoro, Soetoro. It lists his nationality as being Indonesia, and it lists his religion of being Islam, even though he says I was never a Muslim. Now, and I don't care about religion. That's not the point. The point is here, that's what he was registered, that's what his name was, which brings another issue. His name today, unless he legally changed his name thereafter, his name right now, the legal name, might be Barry Sotoro. Now, when he came back from Indonesia, he had to go through immigration. Now, he was 10 years old, so maybe he did, maybe he didn't. If he went through immigration, he would have been given a certificate of citizenship because he was a citizen of Indonesia. But the certificate of citizenship would have only given him being a naturalized citizen, not a natural born. Naturalized is like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then he could not run for president. So if he has that document, that's not why he's showing it. On the other hand, if he didn't go through immigration, which is a possibility because he's 10 years old, his mother's in Indonesia, she sent him back to live with her parents in Hawaii, and it's possible he didn't go. If he didn't go through immigration, think about it. He now is and has been an illegal alien. He could not even hold the position of the United States Senator from Illinois, nor could he be a candidate or running for president.
I'm listening to you. I believe you for one main reason. I never would have even believed this at all because I would figure it's a smear campaign. But when I see that you've been a lifetime liberal Democrat and also the former Deputy Attorney General of Pennsylvania, how could people not take you seriously?
Well, I'm glad because what I'm saying, I believe 100%, and it is true. And the thing is, I'm doing it again for the Constitution. We must enforce our Constitution. In my opinion, we've lost a lot of rights during the past 8 years.
Absolutely. George Bush has not enforced the border. That's a constitutional requirement. We understand that. George Bush has gone to war, not alone. Clinton did as well, without a declaration of war. We're living in a quasi-dictatorship. I recognize that, which leads me to the next question. Are you at risk for your life? Do you fear for your safety? Have you had any threats?
I have had no threats, but people are forewarning me that I have to be careful. So I pray not. I'm here destined, hopefully, I just want the truth out. I hope not. People forewarning me, but I've received no threats. And
all right, let's go to the next step. His campaign says that the truth is Barack Obama was born in the state of Hawaii in 1961. It also includes images of a Hawaii birth certificate bearing the name Barack Hussein Obama II. I have it on michaelsavage.com, the birth certificate. How would you answer that? Is that birth certificate valid?
No, first off, it's not a birth certificate. If you read what they say on there, and I don't mean to interrupt you or correct you, but they call it a certification of live birth. Now, a certification of live birth is supposed to have the same information as a birth certificate, although less information. However, that document, which they have up there, which, though, has been confirmed supposedly by factcheck.org, they say it's the same document. They looked at it. However, if you look at the one on the Obama site versus FactCheck, FactCheck has a seal on it. The other doesn't have a seal, so how could it be the same document? However, the one on the Obama website, we've had experts look at, and if the expert reports are on our website, and there have been changes on that document. You can see under his name, you can see the name Maya, M-A-Y-A, which is his half-sister. So they use some other form because, and this is significant for all your listeners. This has been going around for about a year. I didn't get involved till August of 2008. But in June of 2008, that's when the Obama people put that document on their website to try to tell everyone that he's a natural-born citizen of Hawaii. You didn't put it on there. I didn't put it on there. The Obama people put it on there, and it's a forged document. At the bottom it says if there's any alteration in this document,